What's up, everybody? Noah Kaser back here for another episode of Noah Kaser Live. So let's get right into it because I got a lot to unpack. We're going to talk about the Longlegs box office. Timothée Chalamet is going to be starring in a John Safdie A24 movie, as well as the Twisters' first reviews are out, as well as the box office projections are out for it, as well as Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is going to be a big hit, not only at the box office, but also it's killing it on VOD. We also have Neon picks up Chris Stuckmann's Shelby, and we're going to look at the box office results, the Netflix top 10, and what's releasing this week in theaters and on streaming. So we're going to start off with this topic right here. Longlegs killed at the box office this weekend. Now, this movie really blew everybody's expectations. One, because nobody cared about this film. Nobody cared about this film until we got to the screenings of it, right? The secret screenings, the press screenings, then everybody, and I mean everybody, wanted a taste of this movie because everybody was marketing this as the most scary film ever. Longlegs is a box office hit. So let's take a look at this. According to the numbers, Longlegs made $22.6 million in the last 3 days. Now, this was on Monday, I believe, is when this was uploaded. And while that may not seem like a lot of money on the surface, it's just the 17th biggest opening weekend of 2024. The details explain why it's a big deal. Likely the majority of major modern horror movies, Longlegs was not an expensive movie to make. Deadline reports it cost less than $10 million to produce. But it has been building some outstanding buzz in the weeks and months leading up to its release. In addition to the exceptionally creepy and subtle marketing campaign that smartly kept Nick Cage's titular serial killer a mystery, critics have been hyping up the film for a while now. The feature debuted at a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes in June, which is a very rare feat. Only a couple films have been able to hold that, and a couple films were actually stripped of that because of some technicalities. But, in other words, anyways, and while that number has since dropped to 87%, there's a lot of love going around. I personally gave Longlegs a 5-star review. This person who wrote this wrote it in their cinema blend review, helping make the box office results a little extra special on the scale. While the biggest movies nowadays are put into 4,000 plus screens, Longlegs put its numbers just in 2,500 theaters. On average, those theaters made quite a bit of money off the release, as the film made just north of $9,000 per screen. Now, this is a major thing here because the title has outgrossed a number of other wide-release horror movies that have come out earlier this year, not including the aforementioned Immaculate, which was the last film that Neon put out, but also Maxine, which opened at 11.8 million. Tarot, awful movie, by the way, at 18.8 million. The Watchers at 19.1 million, and The First Omen at 20.1 million. The only ones above it is Abigail at 25 million, Imaginary at 28 million, and Night Swim at $32 million. Now, while this is a big deal, I want you to take a look at this, because this is not only a massive deal for the box office, right? It's also a massive deal for us as movie fans, because when a movie we like, I'm not saying I've seen Longlegs because I haven't. It's not a movie for me. It is not a movie for me. What this means is taking a look at what this does for movie fans and for the box office. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's take a look at the Longlegs box office as of right now, because it's grown. It's grown since. Not by a lot, but it's grown. Taking a look at the numbers. That's the site that I use for all of my box office stuff. Here is the numbers. Fantastic site. Love them. I look at them pretty much every other day. This is $25.3 million. $25.3 million. Let's take a look at Immaculate. Immaculate did decently well at the box office. It did decently well at $24 million. This was in its whole theatrical run. This number right here was within like a 6, 7, 8 week span. That's insane to me that this movie, that Longlegs, has already made more money than immaculate. Longlegs, again, not a movie for me, but this is major box office news here, folks. When a small little original horror movie gets this type of press, what is the box office drop going to be for this? Because I gotta say, it's probably going to be 40 to 50%. Not that it's a massive number, but still, 40 to 50% is a really good drop for this type of a film. So there's my thoughts on Longlegs box office. I thought this was a massive week for box office. And let me know what your thoughts were in the comments down below. Let me just fix this for just a second. There we go. I like that better. Let's take a look at the comments before we get into our next topic. And I do have two people here. I have my buddy Sav. Hello, Sav. Welcome in. Great to see you on every single stream. And I do have my good buddy Luke Ponto. Welcome in. What's up? After this, Luke is doing a watch along for Twister, which I just got done watching. And we'll be talking about Twisters here in a little bit on this same exact video. And I'll be also seeing Twisters on Thursday night at 6:45 with the girlfriend. So next up, this is some good news as well for me personally, because I'm a Timothée Chalamet fan. Timothée Chalamet is, I think, the best actor working in Hollywood, consistently the best actor working in Hollywood. Not the best actor of all time, but he has that potential to be the best actor of all time. Look at what he's done so far. Look at all the things he's done. He has Call Me By Your Name, Beautiful Boy, Dune Part 2, Wonka. He was also in Little Women. I still have to see his film The King. I'm super excited to see this. Timothée Chalamet in final talks to star and produce Josh Safdie's A24 pick Marty Supreme. Timothée Chalamet is in final negotiations. Now, what this pretty much means is that it's not confirmed yet, but once we get to the final negotiations, that's when it really starts to come together. While plot details are being kept under wrap, the film reportedly centers around pro ping pong player Marty Reisman. Ron Bernstein and Safdie penned the script, with the pair to produce alongside Eli Bush, Anthony Katagas, and A24. Previously, A24 produced his and his brother's Benny Safdie's last film, Uncut Gems and Good Time. I have seen Uncut Gems. I have not seen Good Time. Josh's most recent solo effort prior to Marty Supreme was 2008's The Pleasure of Being Robbed. He comes to the project on his own, following the revelation not too long ago that he and his brother have split off to pursue solo directing careers while continuing to produce together through Alara Pictures, which is their company. So taking a look a little bit further down here, let me see here. A legendary American, I'm just going to say it's a ping pong player because I don't like switching it. Known for his flamboyant style and exceptional skill, Reisman started playing at a young age and quickly rose to become one of the most iconic figures in the sport, winning multiple and national and international titles, known for his unique and unorthodox playing style, which included a strong emphasis on a spin and distinctive forehand and backhand technique. He was a master of deception and could manipulate the ball in ways that confused his opponents. In addition to his playing career, Reisman also was a producer and ambassador for the sport. His contributions to table tennis extended beyond his competitive achievements, as he played a significant role in popularizing ping pong in the United States. Most recently, reprising in Denis Villeneuve's hit sequel Dune Part 2, Chalamet's prior film scored at the box office was last year's winter's musical hit, Wonka, which was my personal favorite film of the entire year. Most recently, the actor rapped opposite Elle Fanning on James Mangold's Bob Dylan pick, and A Complete Unknown. So this is massive news. Looking at this, it gets me very excited because Uncut Gems was a very, very well shot movie. Timothée Chalamet is a great actor, my personal favorite actor working today consistently, and not just one or two films every couple of years. My favorite actor of all time is Leonardo DiCaprio. This dude's my favorite of all time, and that's never going to change. The only way that that changes is if Timothée continues to get better with each role. If you saw him in Dune Part 2, completely different acting style from what he does in Wonka. In Dune Part 2, he has to have authority. He has to be a man. He has to command the screen. And with Wonka, he has to charm the pants off of you while also being flamboyant, charming, and just have a real innocence to him. And he handled both those roles really, really well. Two of the best performances I've seen from him. But I really like seeing him tackle these types of films too. Having not seen The King, I know he plays, I think he plays a king who is actually real in history. I'm not 100% sure, but I will be watching that sooner rather than later. But I'm very excited about this. This is exciting for me as a Timothée Chalamet fan, but also as a massive fan of A24. A24 has been on a roll here lately, folks, with Civil War. Civil War, over $100 million, one of the best films of the entire year. Not a film I'm easily going to rewatch, but one of the best films of the entire year. Can this be the same? What do you think down below? And are you excited for the Timothée Chalamet and Josh Safdie co-produced film? Let me know in your comments down below. And do you know who Reisman is? I'm not familiar with the sport of table tennis. I played some ping pong in high school, in gym class, when they set out the ping pong tables. I was pretty darn good at it too. I'm not even going to lie to you. But there's that topic, and I'm very happy that we're getting this, because more Timothée Chalamet is going to add up to more quality films. So, next up, we're going to take a look at the Twisters first reviews. So, Twisters is coming out this weekend. As I've already said, I am seeing it this this Thursday night at 7:45. So, 6:45. At 6:45, and I'm super excited for it. Right now, this holds a 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's take a look at some of these, because this is a bit of a mixed bag here. Because the first one that I'm seeing here is a negative review. Now, we're not going to take a look at articles. We're taking a look at small little snippets known as blurbs. So, this one comes from Slant Magazine. Great critic here, Mark Hansen, loved the dude. This film proceeds as a jumble of poorly sketched backstories and subplots, half-hearted topical references, and tepid fan service. 1.5 out of 4. Alfonso, yes, great critic as well. I used to watch him all the time on I forget what the name was. Right now it's called Breakfast All Day. I can't remember the other channel, but I love him and his co-hosts and everybody else. Offers upgraded weather porn effects. Okay, not a word I thought I'd be saying today. Weather porn effects and a similar commitment to thrills over character. But this sequel comes off as a bit of an improvement, thanks mainly to Chung and screenwriter Mark L. Smith expressing concern for actual human beings. Michael Cook says, "It's a smart blockbuster that delivers on all expectations. I thoroughly enjoyed this film." Let's take a look here for some of the critics that I personally love. Now, Mama's Geeky. Tessa Smith, great critic here. The literal definition of summer blockbuster. Twisters begs to be seen on the biggest screen possible. An epic, massive disaster film with leads that ooze chemistry. Viewers will be hanging on the edge of their seats for dear life. If you have not checked out Mama's Geeky, fantastic. Let's read Next Best Picture here. Dan Bayer says, instead of apologizing for itself or bending over backward to justify its existence, Twisters proudly sets out to be the best version of itself it can be, which turns out to be just as entertaining, if not more so, than the original. Slash Film says, it's a gloriously... I like it. Short, sweet, and to the point. 7 out of 10. It's as gloriously 90s as it gets, baby. Yeah, every cent of the $200 million budget in visual is a series of dizzying of dizzying set pieces that surely amounts to the most entertaining movie of the year. Let's take another quick look here. Here we go. Perry Nemiroff. Perry Nemiroff, one of the best critics out there. Loved her for years on Collider. Check her out on YouTube. Fantastic critic. One of the best on the platform and one of the best on the internet. Lee Isaac-Chung's decision to film this summer blockbuster on 35mm is downright brilliant. It heavily contributes to giving the film a grounded quality and making the action far more versatile than we're used to seeing in Hollywood remakes. 4 out of 5. So there is everybody that I'm going to mention, but if okay. One more, because it is a negative one. Twisters captures all the intensity and adrenaline of disaster cinema at its finest. That is very exciting. Well, I saw something about Glenn Powell, and as a massive fan of Top Gun Maverick and Anyone But You, I do have to read this one too. Glenn Powell is a tornado of charisma, flashing I'm not sure what happened there, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not 100% sure, but Twisters is getting really good reviews, and I'm very, very happy to see that. So there's my thoughts on that, and let's get into the next topic, which is going to be on more Twisters. So Twisters opens this weekend. We saw the first reviews. Now we're going to look at Twisters looking at a big opening weekend. That's no surprise. That's no surprise at all. But what's really surprising is how much it's looking to do. That's what's really from Deadline. And Deadline is reporting this. If it'll let me do it. Okay, here we go. So Deadline is saying that Twisters eyes $100 million opening. Twisters will rattle the globe with $100+ million running cume by Sunday in the box office preview from Deadline. Now, this is very exciting. It says here, the Michael Crichton co-written franchise will hit U.S. and Canada with the force of $50 million from Friday to Sunday. That number will easily outstrip the start of the original 1996 movie, which posted $41 million. Now, why are they saying this? Well, because it says it opens in 38 more markets swirling in this week, including France, Germany, Italy, Spain, UK, and China. It's estimated here between 45 and 50 million, but $100 million worldwide. Now that is massive, because if you look at this, it says here, all in all, a great appetizer before movies goer en masse feast on Deadpool and Wolverine, which is bound to be the biggest opening for an R-rated movie ever on July 26th, besting Deadpool's $132.4 million on an opening weekend for just a little character. It's scheduled to open in 4,000 theaters. 4,000 theaters. It's screened at the Taormina Film Festival last night and seemed to get a shout out from fellow natural phenomenon when active volcano Mount Etna began spewing some fire. So this is very exciting that it is looking to open at this. Hands down, this will be a massive number. This is exciting because the previews will continue on Thursday starting at 2 p.m. at the PG-13 rated movie. Pre-sales, we are here. Let's read that one more time. Pre-sales, we are here, are in line with 20th Century Fox's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes from earlier this summer, which opened at $58.4 million. The original Twister made $241.8 domestically, $241.8 million domestically, and $4.8 Once you're reading all this together, your dyslexia and things just keep blending. $494 million. That is massive. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean for the other films coming out? Well, we're going to take a look at that as well. That does not mean that Despicable Me and Inside Out 2 are going to have massive drops this week. That doesn't mean that at all. All that means is that Universal can lay claim to second place with Illumination's third weekend of Despicable Me 4 seeing 40% ease for $26 million. Now, this is very interesting. Longlegs made $2.6 million yesterday. It says here that it should decline 55% in weekend 2 with around $10 million. I personally think that that's a good number. I think that's a very good number. Really solid number for a movie like this. What are you looking forward to? Are you going to go and see Twisters this weekend in theaters like I am? Are you excited for this? What do you think of the original? And are you excited to see this movie on the big screen? So before we go into the next topic, we're going to go into the comments one more time. What happened? I think the computer just crashed and the stream crashed because I have so many tabs open. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to close some that I've already used, which is good for me. So there's that. So sorry about that. Yes, things happen on stream. It's a live stream, dude. But thank you for still being here. That's awesome. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, great movie. I still haven't seen it yet. I know. I should have seen it by now, but it's $20 to rent it. I didn't make it to theaters to see it. I wanted to see the other films beforehand. I want to see other films in theaters before it, and work and things just came up. But I will see it at some point. It's probably going to go on Disney Plus probably this fall. So that's probably when I'll end up seeing it. But I'm super excited to see it. So next up, we will be talking about this. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes VOD success. Now, this is big. I don't talk about the VOD numbers very often. One, because they aren't really much of a topic when you look at it as a whole. When you look at something like this, this is coming from Screen Rant. Screen Rant says Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes dominates VOD charts after $396 million theatrical run. The reason why I want to look at this is because it's become a major hit on VOD in its theatrical run as its theatrical run comes to an end. This is great because if you look at this, this is the iTunes numbers as well as the Fandango numbers. Now these are the numbers from July 8th through July 14th. Number 1 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes on both of them. But now we're just going to go movie by movie. Movie by movie. Here we go. For iTunes, 2 is Civil War, 3 Bike Riders, 4 the Ministry of Ungenerated Warfare, 5 the Garfield movie, 6 Twister, 7 Challengers, 8 Furiosa Mad Max Saga, 9 The Fall Guy, and 10 Abigail. Fandango at home, which is what I use. I also use Prime Video and Movies Anywhere. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is at number 1, just like on iTunes, but at number 2 is the Bike Riders, 3 the Garfield movie, 4 If, 5 Civil War, 6 Abigail, 7 Furiosa Mad Max Saga, 8 The Exorcism, 9 The Strangers Chapter 1, and 10 The Watchers. So, this is very exciting because if you take a look at this, the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes box office has also lagged behind its 3 predecessors, but the film has still been a modest success. Made on an estimated budget of $160 million, the film's worldwide total currently stands at $396 million, with a title benefiting greatly from strong legs in the weeks and months following its release. A follow-up to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has not yet been given a definitive green light, but creatives involved have expressed interest in continuing the story, and the latest VOD numbers are a positive sign they'll get their wish. So with numbers like this is exciting because I am a digital guy, but I'm also a physical media guy. So for me, like this right here, I'm a physical media guy. Sure, I didn't make it to go and see this film in theaters, but I do have Godzilla X Kong on Blu-ray. I was going to rent it, but then I figured, hey, wait, I get the digital code with the Blu-ray, and I don't want to wait any longer. So I'm a digital guy. I like seeing this. I don't rent for $20 very often, and I don't buy for $20 on digital very often. You have to be one of the best films ever made, or one of my favorite films of the entire year for me to do that. This is massive success for this franchise, and for a movie like this, that is awesome. It is awesome to see that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and what do you think of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes being a big box office success, as well as the VOD success it's having, ranking #1 on iTunes and on Fandango at home. Let me know your comments, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And hopefully we get another one so we can keep getting more of the Apes films. I think they'll still make them. It's a modest hit. Now that we know it's a massive hit on VOD, I think it's going to be a great new trilogy if we get a new trilogy at all. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So before we move on to the next topic and the final topic, before we go into our regularly every single week stuff, where you go to the comments. I'm a big fan of the original Planet of the Apes as well as the newer Planet of the Apes. I have seen one of the Planet of the Apes films, and that was Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I saw that in theaters, and I thought that was a good movie. I haven't gone back to rewatch it since, but I thought it was a good movie. I know that Dawn and War are highly regarded. I know the originals are highly regarded. I just haven't seen them yet. But I'm glad you enjoy them, and I cannot wait to see them at some point. Kong, yes. Yep, great film. Kong X, great movie. I think it's a lot of fun. It's stupid, but that's what they're going for. In the Monsterverse, that's what they're going for, man. And exactly what we want is what we get. So, moving into the final topic for this week, I'm very excited because I've loved this guy for a long time. He is one of the main reasons I became a movie critic when I first started getting into the movie reviews and watching all the reviews for all the new movies. This is one of the guys I looked for. Before I even had a YouTube channel, I would come home after going to the movies on a Saturday afternoon and look for this guy's reviews, and that is Chris Stuckmann. Neon gets Shelby Oaks. This is stupid exciting. This is stupidly exciting because I'm a big fan of Chris Stuckmann. I was pushing for this film to succeed. Once he announced that he was going to be having this or making this film, this was really, really exciting. So let's take a look at this. And this comes from IndieWire. IndieWire says, Neon acquires horror movie Shelby Oaks from YouTuber Chris Stuckmann. The found footage horror film raised $1.39 million in less than a month and became the highest Kickstarter campaign for a horror film launched on Kickstarter. And it's also going to be premiering at Fantasia Fest, I believe, in Montreal, Canada this weekend. So, this is very exciting. I'm going to go into this at length. Shelby Oaks follows Mia as she frantically searches for her sister named Riley, who ominously disappeared in the last tape of her investigation series, Paranormal Paranoids. The characters are YouTubers themselves in the mid-aughts, who in the course of their investigation discover there's a paranormal force that dates back to their childhood. So Neon picks up the rights. Now what this means is they bought the rights. They now own the distribution rights to this film. So when the Blu-ray comes out, hopefully it's not just on the Kickstarter, because the Kickstarter, I believe, ends after today, which I am stupidly excited for. Shelby Oaks is going to have its world premiere at Fantasia Fest this Saturday. And Chris Stuckmann has been heavily touting the film on his YouTube channel. Yes, I know, I'm a loyal subscriber, offering pre-order merchandise and resources on the behind-the-scenes filmmaking process as a teaching tool for other aspiring first-time filmmakers. The distributor is also planning a theatrical release in the U.S. and will handle international sales for the film. Now, here's the cast here, but this is the big one. The film boasts Mike Flanagan as an executive producer, as well as Trevor Macy and Melinda. Oh, I am awful at names. And Melinda Nishioska? Nishioska. Adam Goldberg, Paul Holbrook, Sean DeMott, and Tony Kiloff. Neon's rival A24 had a hit on its hand with last year's Talk to Me, which also came from YouTube creators. Talk to Me is already getting a sequel and has led to A24 teaming with its filmmakers for other projects as well. And if you want to see the trailer, it is right here. I am not going to play that. I'm just going to leave that right there for you guys. This is fantastic. And why is this fantastic? Well, it depends on the marketing campaign. If the marketing campaign goes the way I want it to, this could be a Longlegs. Sure, it doesn't have a Nicolas Cage in it, but this could be another Longlegs. No one was anticipating Longlegs besides a few of us in the movie groups. Nobody knew about this film until reviews came out. People say reviews don't matter, reviews don't matter, reviews don't matter, don't listen to the critics. Well, guess what? The people listened to the critics, and that movie made $22 million. Can this movie make $22 million? I'm not going to say it can't. I'm not going to say it can't. I'm just going to say this is an optimistic look. I think this could easily do $5 to $8 million opening weekend. And for any movie, especially with a budget of $1.39 million from a Kickstarter, Neon is jumping for joy for that point. They are very happy with what they've seen from the film, apparently. I'm very excited to see what comes from Shelby Oaks, but this is exciting as well. Taking a look at this one more time. There's more to it. I am going to do this again. Neon just released Oz Perkins' horror film Longlegs, earning $22 million in its opening weekend, making it one of the highest Neon's, already making it one of Neon's highest grossing movies ever. The indie studio also just released a trailer for Honora, which right now is a favorite to be a Best Picture nominee. From director Sam Baker, the film that extended Neon's record of Palme d'Or winners at Cannes to 5 years in a row. So, Shelby Oaks is going to be coming to theaters at some point. Am I excited for it? Yes. Do I want to see it in theaters? Yes. I was going to rent or buy this movie anyways. I am stupidly excited for this film. It's one that I am very excited for you to see. I haven't seen it. I'm jealous of the people who are in the Montreal and who get to go to Fantasia Fest. Hopefully it does go to a fantastic fest. That's probably a great place to put it there as well, if they can work that out. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you excited for Shelby Oaks? Are you going to be watching Chris Stuckmann's film Shelby Oaks when it drops in theaters? And if it doesn't come to a theater near you, buy the Blu-ray, buy the digital, give it all the money you want so we can get more stuff from Chris Stuckmann. Love this dude, and I'm going to harp on this film until the cows come home. And no, that is not a Twisters reference, but yeah. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts. So now we're going to go into the final topics, which is our weekly thing here. We take a look at the box office results, and the box office results for this week are pretty okay. They're pretty okay. They're not fantastic numbers, but they're not awful either. they're not awful either. So let's take a look at these. Number 1 did not change. We already know about Longlegs, but we have some stuff to discuss with this. So this is going to be a longer topic for the box office results than usual. Despicable Me 4 opens at $43.598 million. 42% drop. 42% drop. It averaged $9,800 per theater. And Longlegs averaged $8,924 per theater, so roughly about $9,000. This is massive as well. In what is this? It's fourth or fifth week. Inside Out 2 is not dropping below 50%. 34% for this film. A Quiet Place Day 1 did drop another 45% to $11.3 million, and Fly Me to the Moon opened at $9.4 million. At a $100 million budget, not looking good, but Apple knows what they're doing. They're looking for quality. They're looking to make quality films and build a name for themselves. I think they need to lower the budgets a little bit so they can make really smart decisions, but here's what we need to talk about. Despicable Me 4 is now a $5 billion franchise. $440 million for this film alone. For this film alone, this is the movie that made it go up to a $5 billion franchise. Longlegs, we've already talked about it, $25 million, but this is what I want to talk about. This is why the box office matters, folks. Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 tomorrow will beat Frozen. It'll beat Frozen at the box office. $1.359 billion at the box office. What it made today is going to amount to the biggest movie that Disney has had in years. So we're going to take a look at this. All-time animated worldwide. Now, they are leaving off. I said it was going to be Frozen 2, it's going to be Mario Bros. But they're leaving off The Lion King, the 2019 live-action Lion King. Yes, it's live action, but it's computer-generated image. It's an animated film. So it's not going to beat that. It's only $2.5 million from beating the Super Mario Bros. Movie. If you would have told me Inside Out 2 was going to beat the Super Mario Bros. Movie, I would have laughed in your face. Now, what we look at here, what is very interesting, is how much of a drop do we see with Inside Out 2. Does it beat Frozen 2? I was very optimistic. I'm not going to lie to you. I was very optimistic saying that it was going to beat it. I think it's going to beat it. I personally think it is going to beat it. It's only $100 million, and yes, only $100 million. It's not my money. I can't go and see it again because my theater stopped playing it. But what's very interesting here, what's so important too, is when you look at this, this is a list of movies that beat. Okay, so let's start with this down below. At the $1 billion films, Zootopia, Finding Dory, Despicable Me 3, Toy Story 3, Toy Story 4, Minions, Incredibles 2, Frozen, and tomorrow it will beat the Super Mario Bros. Movie to become what the number says is the second biggest animated film of all time. But take a look at this. We're not going to go just animated. We're going to the worldwide box office, all-time box office. It beat Black Panther. It's going to beat Super Mario Bros. It is going to beat Avengers Endgame. It's probably going to beat Barbie and Frozen, and maybe even Top Gun Maverick. I think it stops after Top Gun Maverick. I don't think it beats Furious 7 or Avengers. I could be wrong. I want it to prove me wrong. I want to see this thing keep going, but I don't think it has enough steam in it to do another $150 million. I really don't think it has enough to beat it, and I don't think it has another $200 million. A little under $200 million to beat The Lion King in 2019. Stranger things have happened. But with Twisters and Deadpool and Wolverine coming out, I don't think it has a shot to do that. which is good for it, but it's also good for Disney. Disney needed this. Not that they've been on a bad stream of box office because, again, Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. We also had Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4. We've had tons of examples. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And what do you think about the box office? Do you think Inside Out 2 is going to beat Frozen 2? How far do you think it goes? Do you think it stops at 1.5 billion? Where do you think it stops? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So we're going to look at the comments one more time before we go into the Netflix top 10, and then what's coming out in theaters and on streaming this week. So Sav says, I enjoyed the Garfield movie. I still have not seen it. I'm waiting for it to drop to $5.99. Once it drops to $5.99, I will see it. I was going to go to theaters to see it. I didn't make it to the theaters. I wanted to. I'm expecting a cute little animated film, and if I get that, I'm happy. I've still not seen Inside Out 2. I know work is incredibly busy, sir, but man, you gotta go out and see Inside Out 2. If you don't see anything in theaters, well, then again, you also got Twisters and Deadpool and Wolverine. So maybe do a double feature if it's not too expensive to do it. If you have like a theater service over there, like we have over here with Regal and AMC, where you pay a certain amount of money, and with AMC you get to see like three movies a week, I think, and then with Regal you pay a certain amount of money every single month, and you see as many movies as you want within that month. So two very good services. I don't know if the UK has that, but definitely check it out. And Sav says, yes, I think Inside Out 2 can beat it. I think so too. Where does it stop, though? That's where I'm a little curious. So looking at the next topic, which is going to be the second to last topic, and that's going to be the Netflix top 10. So the Netflix top 10 it's changed a little bit. It has changed a little bit. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's changed, but for the better. So taking a look at what we have here. Taking a look at what we have here in the Netflix top 10, we don't have the same number 1 and number 2. Let's take a look at these. So we've shifted. Number 1 is Trolls Band Together. 2 is The Long Game. 3 is Vanished into the Night. 4 is Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. 5 is Minions. 6 is Hillbilly Elegy. Wow, that's new from yesterday. Hillbilly Elegy. A Family Affair. An American Crime. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Shrek. Now, why I think that Hillbilly Elegy might be at number 6 is because of what just happened with J.D. Vance. With J.D. Vance currently now as Trump's running mate, which is a movie basically about his life, I think, or co-written by him or something. It's probably everybody going towards that. But looking at the TV shows, we're not going to get into politics here. This is a movie show, but that's just my thoughts on why it's at number 6. Number 1 is Vikings Valhalla. Number 2 is Receiver. Number 3 is Supercell. 4 is Hannah Burner, We Ride at Dawn. 5 is Exploding Kittens. 6, America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. Number 7, Worst Roommate Ever. Number 8, Your Honor. Number 9, The Man with 1,000 Kids. And number 10, Desperate Lies. So there's the Netflix top 10 for you guys. And what is very surprising is when you look at all of the Netflix top 10s I've done, Mario Bros has been on there every single time. Every live show I've done that I've talked about the Netflix top 10, it's on there. It's on there. Shrek is slipping away. Is Shrek and Mario Bros. Finally going to be off the Netflix top 10 by next week? We'll take a look at what comes out this weekend. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Before we get into the final topic, which is what's coming out this week in theaters and on streaming, I'll also be talking about a television film. This is from Sav. Sav says, we have that service. Yes. It is Cineworld. It is Cineworld. Okay, so Cineworld does have that service. I highly recommend you get it. It's a cheaper way to go to the theater. And for me, when I was trying to save money with going to the movies, I would just get a drink. I wouldn't even get the popcorn. I would get a bottle of water or two bottles of water, and I could go to the theater for less than $10. That's only at my theater, though. My theater is stupidly cheap tickets. Tickets. Oh, what's up? What's up, Michael? Good to see you here, man. Like and comment. Subscribe to this dude's channel. He does reviews of wrestling, movies, TV shows. Awesome dude. Give him a subscribe and let him know that Noah Kaser sent you. And the final comment for this one, before we go into what's releasing this week, how many movies do you have on physical media? Well, I'm gonna say about a good 3,500, 4,000, somewhere around there. If we're talking about the multi-feature sets I have, because I do have some, I have 6 sets that are 12 movies a piece, and they're Lifetime Christmas films. I also have a 50 film set of Lifetime Christmas films. So with those, all those sets, all the triple features, all the 4 film series, everything, I'm going to say about a good 3,000, 3,500, maybe even 4,000. How many do you have, Sav? I'm very curious. So for the final topic for this week, we're going to be talking about what's releasing this week in theaters and on streaming. Well, that's a good question, because a lot of it is going to be very interesting. So let me pull this up for you guys here. We will have a lot in theaters, but also on VOD. So this is a stacked week, which means I'll have stuff to review for you guys next week. I apologize, there's been no reviews this week, but there will be maybe another show on Friday night if I can squeeze it in after another video. But let's take a look at what's coming out this week. So, of course, we have Twisters. We've done 2 topics on Twisters in this, which I'm excited to see Twisters. I am going to see it on Thursday night at 6:45, and I'll give you my review hopefully on Friday if I can squeeze it in after my other video I'm doing. I'm not going to spoil that, but it's pretty exciting. On Thursday, we have My Spy, The Eternal City, which is a sequel to the 2021-2022 film My Spy with Dave Bautista. I'm looking forward to it. I will be watching that on Thursday. We also have on Friday, dropping on Disney Plus. This was a small little lower budget film that Disney put out for Earth Day, Young Woman and the Sea. I'm excited to check this out, and I will be watching that this weekend. Along with the brand new 2 Netflix films, Skywalker's A Love Story. No, this does not have to do with Star Wars. It's a daring couple travels worldwide to climb the last skyscraper, attempting a bold acrobatic stunt on the spire to salvage both their career and their relationship. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be awesome. It did go to some theaters this week, which I was jealous. My theater was not going to play a Netflix film, but then we have a brand new Netflix rom-com, Find Me Falling. After a failed comeback album, Rockstar John Almond escapes to a dreamy Mediterranean island, and only to discover that his new cliffside home has been an unfortunate notary that attracts unwanted visitors and an old flame. So I'm looking forward to that. It's a rom-com. It's on Netflix. It's very easy to watch. We will be having an action film coming out on VOD and in some theaters. called Clear Cut, as well as apparently a new Lassie movie is coming out. Lassie, A New Adventure. I don't know if kids today know who Lassie is. I don't think a lot of parents know who Lassie is. I mean, if you're a younger parent, I don't think you know who Lassie is. I was raised to know who the Lassie dog was. I never saw the show, and I haven't seen any of the movies, but I know who Lassie is. On VOD, this is a film that came out today in theaters and on VOD. It's a comedy musical called Mother of All Shows. Next up is New Strains. New Strains is a VOD film. As mysterious pandemic emerges, a squabbling couple in lockdown begin to act like children. So that's probably like a drama. The Hyperborean. A crisis manager. Wow, this will be a lot of big words. A crisis manager navigates a dysfunctional family and their faltering whiskey company through a PR disaster involving triple homicide, Arctic ice mummies, and intergalactic moonshine. That sounds interesting. We also have Water Horse. Water Horse is available on Blu-ray and DVD today. It's a horror film, probably a lower budget film I know nothing about, but there was the plot if you want to pause and read it. And in some theaters, they are playing Oddity. Oddity is a new lower budget horror film. If you want to read the plot, go and look at it. I know that Movies and Munchies and Chris Stuckmann did a review for that, so check that out. Taking a look at everything else down here, that's it. That's it. But we also have Abigail coming out on Peacock and Wild Wild Space, which is a documentary on Max. But I also want to tell you there is one more film coming out, and that is going to be the new Hallmark Christmas film, A Very Vermont Christmas, which I'll have my review for next Tuesday. So I'll have a lot of reviews for you next week, but let me know what you thought of my show in the comments down below. And before we go for this show, let's see. We're going to look at the comments one more time. Sav says, I have about 2,500-ish on different formats. VHS, VCD, VCD, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. That's awesome, dude. I grew up watching Lassie reruns. See? When I knew when it was on, this was a couple years ago. There's a channel here in the U.S. called FETV. I think it was FETV who played the reruns of Lassie at like 5 o'clock in the morning here in the U.S. And I could have DVR'd them. They don't air them anymore, I don't think, but they're select episodes out on DVD. I know there's a set with maybe 12, 15, 18 episodes of the Lassie reruns. That show ran for a long time, though. A long time. And for the final comment for this live stream, thank you, Sav, but I want to redirect you guys, okay? I want to redirect you guys to a live stream from a good buddy of mine who's actually doing a live stream sort of like mine right now, and that is going to be over on this dude's channel once I pull him up here. Give me just a second. So everybody who's watching this, go and check out this live stream next. Go and check out this guy's live stream up. Okay, I don't want to show his. Okay, there we go. I want to redirect you guys over to this guy's channel right now. And that is my good buddy, Zach Attack Reviews. So go over there and check out Zach Attack Reviews. He's doing a live stream right now, and he's also going to be talking about Kevin Feige talks R-rated MCU, Twister early reactions, and Chris Stuckmann teams with Neon. So check that out. Let him know that Noah Kaser sent you in the comments. And while you're there, like the video like I am right now. Give him some support. And also go and check out his good buddy Kenny Sparks. Give him a subscribe. And that's everything for this video, guys. I will see all of you guys on my next live stream, which I do have a video coming out. 2 videos coming out very, very soon. I might do another live stream on Friday. It sort of depends on what I have to review for you guys. But if not, I will be back here next Tuesday at the same time at 7 p.m. So I will see all of you guys next time. Like and subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will see you guys next time.
So where do you go when the fire is low?